You've got a spreadsheet on your screen right now that needs the same cleanup every single week. Maybe it's formatting a financial model the same way each time, flagging budget variances that are over by 10%. No more, you don't have to do that because now with Copilot inside of Excel, using custom skills, you can build repeatable skills that can evaluate your spreadsheets that you have and not have to type the same prompts over and over and over to review your Excel spreadsheet. In today's video, we're going to explore how you can build your own custom skills and have them show up inside of Excel. Well, hello and welcome back to our channel. My name is Devin Knight. I'm the president of Pragmatic Works Training. And you might be thinking, hey, I've seen this video before, but no, we have explored custom skills, but we did that inside of PowerPoint. So now we're going to be exploring that same idea that was just recently released inside of Excel. Now, a quick recap for anyone who may have missed my PowerPoint video where we focused on skills. You can think of skills essentially as like a recipe card. You hand Copilot that recipe card, and that way, instead of having to explain the same steps or prompts that you wanted to do every single time, you have it saved as a card, or in this case, a skill, and Copilot follows those steps each individual time. Now, Copilot in Excel comes with a few built-in skills already, primarily around financial modeling, but you can also build your custom skills, and that's what we're going to be covering in this video. All right, so let's get started. I have an Excel spreadsheet open here on my screen. You'll notice I am doing this from the web browser experience. You are seeing a lot of the Copilot features first showing up inside of the web browser experience for Excel, and they'll later come to the desktop. So if you try to open up Excel on your desktop and you don't see anything I'm about to show you now, try it from the web browser and you probably will have better luck. So it's a simple spreadsheet here, some fake data that we're going to be using for this example. And we're going to start by launching open Copilot inside of Excel. So you'll find the Copilot button in the bottom right. We'll go ahead and select that. And then inside of the Copilot window, we're going to find the skills available to us by hitting the plus sign right here where it says add work content. You can then select choose skills. By the way, you can also find the same thing by going up to the top right where you see settings, and you can select manage skills here to take you to the same place. Now, inside the manage skills section, you'll see there are some pre-built skills that have been made available to you here. There's some finance skills that may be interesting to you. You can turn on or off each of these skills individually. I'm going to leave these off for now. You'll also see there's some new ones being added around visualizations. Right now, there's one, but there will likely be more added over time. But right now, there's one that will help you around chart visualizations. But what I'd really like to do is I want to implement my own custom skills. And so you'll see there's an area where you can add custom skills. If I select this, it's going to search for a folder that is supposed to exist inside of your OneDrive. So if the folder does not already exist in your OneDrive folder, it will ask you to create it. The folder that it's looking for is in your personal OneDrive. So this is all inside of your personal OneDrive. In your documents folder, there's a Copilot folder. And you'll see I already have one here for Microsoft PowerPoint. But at the moment that I hit create skill folder here, it's going to create one specifically for Excel as well. So we'll go ahead and select that we want to create the folder. It'll take a few moments, and then it'll create some objects inside of our OneDrive. Look, it's already done. Now we can click on this link, and it'll take us to that OneDrive folder. I happen to already have it open here, and if I refresh my screen, I should see the new Microsoft Excel folder appear here. Now we'll go inside the Microsoft Excel folder, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a couple skills that I have previously created. We're going to stick them inside the skills folder here, but you'll notice there is a README document, which is definitely worth taking a few minutes to read. And then there's also a sample skill that's in here as well that you can test out. The three skills that we're going to be testing out are a data dictionary skill, where it'll actually create a data dictionary inside of my spreadsheet to explain all the columns to anyone looking at the spreadsheet. I'm also going to have an executive summary narrative skill that'll look at the spreadsheet and create an executive summary for someone that maybe is just wanting to get a high-level view of what's going on with the spreadsheet. And then I also have a naming convention enforcer. The purpose of that one will be to look at tables, spreadsheets that are created, and give them proper names based on the context of the data that's inside of the spreadsheets. So I'm going to take all three of these skills. Now, before I do that, though, I do want to highlight that when you go into these folders, you'll see each of them have the exact same file type. In fact, once I upload these into OneDrive, they'll be a little easier to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and bring these into the OneDrive folder. That is the Microsoft Excel skills folder. It's uploaded all three of those here now. And as I go into those folders, you'll notice, again, like I said, all three of them have the exact same file name called skill.md or skill.markdown. Once you're inside of OneDrive, OneDrive has the ability to visualize Markdown files rather easily, so you can actually click on them, and it will show you what the Markdown file looks like. So on the left is the Markdown language. On the right is kind of the preview of the output of that. Now, when you're looking at skill files, the top portion is going to be kind of the YAML section where you're going to have the description of what the skill does. So you'll have both the name as well as the description of the skill. And then below, you'll have all of the details of what the skill is going to actually do once it's called on. Now, when you get the skill called on can be determined based on two different things. Either you can specifically call on a skill, or based on the description, which is shown right here, you may have something within the description that will trigger the skill on its own. And that's why you sometimes will turn on or off skills if it might be calling on a skill that you don't want. But each of these files will have that same kind of components. The top section will have the name and the description, and then below we'll have all the details of what the skill is set to do. So here's our skill around data dictionary, but we can go into our skill around executive summary. You'll see it's named the same thing, but it has a different context of what it's going to do whenever it's called upon. Same thing when we go to our final skill. If we go look at our naming convention enforcer, we'll see, again, it's a skill.md file, and you'll see what it's looking for. It's looking for whenever someone goes to create a table or a chart or a sheet, rather than calling it sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, we want to get a little context of what the data is that we're looking at in that spreadsheet and give it a better name. All right, so now that we've added these skills, and by the way, I did not write those skills on my own. I use Copilot to do that. So you can leverage Microsoft Copilot, or you can leverage other AI tools to talk to it and have it build a skill file for you. So you can tell it what you're trying to do. I'm trying to build a skill for Excel, and I want you to help me build a skill that can do X, Y, and Z, and it'll create the markdown file for you. Now, I've already done that, and you can see these files have been added in. And so when I go back over to Excel and I tell it that I want to refresh, I should see, after a few seconds, I should see those 3 skills appear here. And there they are. So the 3 skills are now added. I can turn on or off each of them. If I just want to have 1 or 2 of them on, I can turn individual ones on. And you can also kind of toggle the entire custom skills capability here if you wanted to. All right, so let's test this out in action here. Let's go back over to our Copilot window. And anytime we want to call on a skill, we can hit the add work content and we can select choose skill right here. And then we can choose that we want to call on any specific skill. Now, some of these are the built-in ones that are around financial modeling. So you can go through and you can find the one that we created. You can also type them here if you wanted to. So say, for example, I wanted to call on the naming convention skill. You can start to type in naming convention or even part of the name, and it'll pull up the skill right here. And you can see not only the name of the skill, but also a description of what the skill does. So I'm going to go ahead and select the naming convention skill, and you could probably run that just as is, but I'm going to tell it to evaluate this workbook and correct names using naming convention enforcer. So look carefully here. Before I run this, look carefully in the bottom here. You'll see that the spreadsheets are called spreadsheet 1, spreadsheet 2. I have a chart called chart 1. Let's see how well it does at renaming some of these things. So let's go ahead and run this. We'll send that prompt in using our skill, and let's see what it does. All right, looks like it's done. You can see it's highlighting the areas that it's changed. So over here, I can see my chart has now been renamed to revenue by region. That looks pretty good. I can also see the actual spreadsheet names have changed. One's called orders, one's called exchange rate, so it's a reference file. And then also this is a table. Let's see if I go to table design. It looks like this one's still called table 1, but yeah, I kind of would have hoped that it would have changed the table name here, but that's okay. We got pretty far there. I can change the table name on my own. But that's the purpose of this skill. It went through and modified the names of things for me, including the table here and a few other things as well. So look pretty good. I like the start there. Once you're happy with that, you can hit done, and that will complete the changes that were made through the skill usage there. All right, the next skill that I want to test out is my executive summary skill. So we're going to go back into my Excel interface here. We could do a new prompt window if we wanted to, or we continue to use the same one. Either way would be fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to add in work content, and we're going to choose another skill. And this time we're going to choose our executive summary one. Now, again, this is one that I created, so they will end up being on the bottom for the user created ones. So I'm going to tell it to create a summary using executive summary narrative. All right, so we'll run that one. Let's see what it creates for us. All right, so it looks like it's done. So we can see what the skill did up top here. It wrote out an executive summary for us. And we can make this a little large. Oh, I made a copy of it. We can make it larger though if we wanted to, but let's take a look at what it created here. So it says total revenue across 25 orders reached $207,000 with Central Region driving the largest share at 36%. Northeast and Southwest followed closely with $47,000, so on and so forth. So pretty good. The point of that there, though, is that at a glance, I can open up this file and have a nice summary at the top here to have a better understanding of what the information is that's inside of this spreadsheet. So very good. I like it. Now, when you're happy with this, again, you can hit done here. And once we do that, it'll commit that and keep that saved within inside of the file for us. All right, so the last skill that we're going to use is the data dictionary. I'm sure many of you have opened up Excel files that maybe you weren't the original one to create, or maybe you did create it, but you've created it 9 months ago. And so you need a little bit of a reminder of what each of the columns are within inside of your spreadsheet to give you a better clue on what type of information you're digesting within inside of that Excel file. So let's take a look at this final skill. In this case, we're going to call on the data dictionary skill. So I've shown you a couple ways that you can call on skills. You can hit the plus sign, and you can also use the @ sign here. So if I say @ data dictionary, like so, my data dictionary generator, I could just run this as is, or I can add a little bit more to the prompt. But let's tell it to build a data dictionary using the data dictionary generator. All right, let's fire that off. All right, so it looks like that prompt's done. You can see the data dictionary has been created. It's showing each of the columns that we have, their data types, a couple sample values. I can also see here the percentage of values that are actually returned back in those columns, so a little bit of data quality returned there, and then a description as well as the notes on each of those columns. So pretty helpful information here. And if I'm happy with that, I can hit done. And there you go. That's my data dictionary that was created with my skill. All right, so there you go. That's custom skills in Copilot for Excel. Same format, so they're similar to what we saw with inside of PowerPoint, where you would create the skills with inside of your personal OneDrive folder. And you, in this case, were able to connect those into Excel and ask it to do things with inside of your spreadsheet. So once you've got those couple things created, you're able to take some of those repeatable requests that you have and just call on the skill rather than having to write a really long prompt each time. Now, if this helped you, make sure you subscribe to our AI Academy channel. We continue to have more videos like this one on our channel coming out on a regular basis. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.